right, you guys. Normally this week we would talk about in our Retro Reel Review the Hunger Games because after the first weekend it crossed the $200 million mark, and after the second weekend you realize all those people that couldn't get in the first week are going to go back.
Right.
It's a given.
So we could talk about it, but instead we're going to talk about Mirror Mirror and Wrath of the Titans, also both doing really well this past weekend.
So something we call the Retro Reel Review. Mirror Mirror, I loved this movie.
Yes.
I'm shocked that more people didn't go see it, but I think it's going to pick up some legs and people are going to be seeing it for a long time.
I sure hope so. I mean, it's Snow White, but a little more for the mature, if you will.
Got it. Speaking of mature, he's infinitely more mature than we'll ever be. You've seen him on Tonight Show with Jay Leno and all the other morning shows and networks that I've even forgotten about because his resume is longer than ours will ever be. Action Jackson, how are you, man?
Good. Thank you for having me back on, guys.
Cool.
All right, did I hit the nail on the head? Hunger Games, we all knew that was going to be #1 for at least a month.
Absolutely. It's made over $250 million. Huge at the box office. Going to be one of the biggest films of the total year.
Okay, so let's talk Mirror Mirror. How old are you? Are you 12, 13? 13 yet?
13.
13. Okay, so for a kid your age, Mirror Mirror, what do you think?
It wasn't very fun. In fact, it was bizarre to watch and actually embarrassing at some points. I mean, seeing Armie Hammer have to act like a dog, that was really uncomfortable. And Julia Roberts' character, I mean, she talked a lot about doing evil things, but really didn't do much evil at all. I really didn't like this movie.
Jackson, I like you, but right now I might just have to walk off set and cut this Skype short.
Man, you're throwing back to the old harsh film critics. Maybe I watched this like a kid. I was the dolt that said, I loved it when Armie Hammer acted like a dog, and the fact that he had to parade around naked in front of Julia Roberts, that was working for me, but not you?
Yeah, it was just weird, and it wasn't very funny. It tried to be a real out-there comedy, and it didn't work. And it also tried to be Enchanted, which I really loved from 2007 with Amy Adams, a Disney fantasy musical comedy. It tried to be that. It just did not work.
Interesting.
All right, I guess I pretty much know where you're going with the next movie, too, because I liked Wrath of the Titans. I didn't love Clash of the Titans, but I thought Wrath was a much better movie. I'm anxious to find out what he thinks about that.
I don't know. I wasn't a fan of it. Like I said, why do Wrath when you have Clash? Why do Wrath when you have Clash? Honestly, why even do this movie?
That's like saying, well, why do Return of the Jedi when you got Star Wars? I thought it was worthy of a sequel. I thought they had another shot at it. Can we bring him back? Is there any way to get Jackson back? Jackson, before we hang up on you, I want to find out, well, what did you think of Wrath of the Titans?
I hated Wrath of the Titans. I mean, everything about this movie. There wasn't anything compelling about the story. The editing was clumsy, and a lot of laughable dialogue. A lot of, brother, yes, brother. But I gave the original Clash of the Titans an F, and I gave this a D. I think only because of the 3D. I think the 3D is a lot better than the first one, but still pretty much a mess.
Hey, so we agree this was better than Clash.
Yes.
All right, high five to the lens, my friend. High five to the lens.
We totally disliked it. You're back in my book, Jackson. I like that.
Thank you. Thank
you,
guys.
Harsh. He's like one of those old man film critics that writes for the LA Times that's just cranky and hates everything before they even see it.
We'll see how he is when he's 25. Let's see how cynical he is then.